but we have Clint Fuquay, who is our physical wellness guru, and he has the personal health care reform talk show segment. And he does a lot of blogging. He has a great blog. If you go to clintfuquay.com, you'll get it all. And he just comes out with so many things that help us live both in a physical, emotional, and wellness. It all plays in together. And today he's going to do a panel discussion and talk about kids' health and our health. And so I'm going to pass this over to him. And we've missed you, Clint.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks I've been out because, well, it's been summertime. People have been out. My guests have fallen out. And I took a little break because, well, I needed a little break. Yeah. Everybody needs a vacation, right? So this is Personal Healthcare Reform, episode number 4. So kids are back in session, so we're going to talk about keeping the kids healthy while they're back in school, which is a big thing because, as we all know, whenever the kids get back in school, they're around everybody else. There's tons of germs, all the social stuff. There we go. We're back. Live TV is fun. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at some ways to keep the kids healthy while they're in school. So whenever the flu's going around, your kids don't get the flu. They don't get the colds. They don't get all that stuff. They stay in school. They stay healthy. They stay focused on what they're doing. So they're not. Yeah,
they're around all those kids.
They're around everybody. Plus, we're also going to look at how to keep them focused on what they're doing because ADHD is a big thing right now. In fact, there was a study that came out not too long ago showing that the youngest kids in the class are the first ones to get diagnosed with ADHD because probably they're younger than the rest of the kids. They don't have as much attention span as the older kids in the class will. So normally they get singled out initially for ADHD, even though they may not have it. It's just they're not as focused on things as a kid a little bit older than them, especially if you've got one kid that was held back for a year, which happens sometimes, probably due to sports. That way the kid's already bigger and stronger than everybody else. You have a kid that's a year older in a grade at 7 or 8 and 8 and 9 years old. That's a huge difference in mentality for the kids.
Maybe they just had their birthday late.
Yeah, you have that thing. So a younger kid may seem all ADHD because he's around an older kid that's a little more mature and can stay focused on things a little bit longer. Plus you have different personalities that go into that. But I thought that was a very interesting study, and that came out 2 weeks ago.
So I was saying they're prematurely doing that?
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of like, this kid's all over the place, so he ADHD. Get him on the stuff now. No, not really. So that was an interesting study, and to move into that, we're actually going to do health in the news. So the first thing we're going to look at is Wall Street Journal this week, Personal Journal. Since I've been doing a lot of talking about gluten-free stuff, we have, there we go, giving up gluten.
To lose weight.
Yeah, to lose weight, not so fast. So they talked about, people will actually start going on gluten-free diets just to lose weight. Actually, you will kind of lose a little weight because you reduce some water retention, things like that, because if everybody is slightly gluten intolerant to some degree, not like if you have celiac disease or if you really are gluten intolerant, but usually when we do that, you start cleaning up your diet and you will end up losing weight just as a side product to that. So to some degree, yeah, you will lose weight because you're trying to clean everything up because you're getting the gluten out, which means you're going to start eating fresher meats, you're going to start eating more fruits and vegetables and everything else. So yeah, pounds will drop off from that. But it was a very good article. There were a few things in here I am going to put on my blog, so go to my blog. Make sure to go to my blog here.
And where is your blog?
Just go to clintfuquay.com.
Okay.
So all you got to do, punch that in there, it takes you straight to my blog page, and then you can go onto my Facebook page straight from there. Everything's linked together.
You got it really nicely done.
It's that whole cloud network we were talking about earlier. It works well. But there's actually a lot of things out there for people that travel. So there's a lot of restaurants that are starting to go gluten-free on items. You do have to watch out on where the preparation is happening. So hopefully they have like a gluten-free section of their kitchen and a regular section of their kitchen, because otherwise you get cross-contamination, and that means you're going to have gluten in all the food, even though you're not using gluten in certain things. But that's going on. There's actually right now 1 in every 133 people is being diagnosed with celiac disease. That is 20-fold since 1989. That is huge increase. So, okay. So, some of that comes back to what we have in our diets, because we have so many more grains in our diet now than we used to, especially since the 1950s. So there's a lot more. So I thought that was a very interesting statistic for us. And we're going to move on from that to sleep, because everybody needs to get their sleep, they need to get their Z's. And since we're going to be talking about kids getting back into school, you parents out there, we all need some sleep. Parents, y'all need about 7 hours. The kids need about 8 to 9 hours. They actually need more sleep than you do. So making sure they get to bed early, especially the younger kids, that once they start getting into kindergarten, or actually preschool, kindergarten, start getting them into the mode of bedtime is at this certain point of the day. So lights are going to start being dimmed down. We're going to quieten things down. We're going to put on some softer music. Essentially, you got to set the mood to get them tired. Maybe even put a math book in front of them or something like that. Make them read for a little bit.
And what
they
should
will be
you not
out like
feed
a
them?
light.
What could you feed them or not feed them before bedtime that would help? I mean,
before bedtime, funny
nice
enough,
warm glass of milk.
yeah, give them some worm wine. No, just kidding. No worm wine. That's for the plants. No, actually, funny enough, the warm milk actually does work very well. Probably due to the proteins that are in the milk itself. If you do the milk, go for whole organic milk if you can. Go with that because nutrient value is much higher with that. Or if you can find a raw milk producer in your area, go get some raw milk. Fresh squeezed is always best. Just so you know that some people may not like that, but we've lived on it
fresh
first.
Squeezed milk?
Oh yeah, fresh squeezed.
Oh wow!
Straight from the udder. I've had it. It's fantastic.
Get a goat for the backyard.
Yeah, or goat milk's fantastic too. Yeah. But yeah, we lived on that for centuries and centuries and centuries, and now we have all the homogenized and pasteurized and all that stuff for like the past 50 years. So are you going to take thousands of years or 50 years? I'll take thousands of years of process. So or lack of processing. So you do that. You warm it up. The constituents change a little bit. It actually creates a little bit of a gel in the stomach, which slows down digestive processes. But you've got a little higher amount of a few different amino acids are actually going to get them to calm down, relax, and start going to sleep. So if you've seen the little baby food commercials where they talk about having comfort proteins and things like that in some of the baby meals out there, it's great marketing, good marketing. In real milk, you actually have that, and it will calm them down and get them to kind of go to sleep and chill out.
But it's about setting I would think with children, it's about setting a
routine.
routine.
You're the parent. You set the routine. It's this is bedtime, but you've got to get them. You have to set it up to where they want to go to bed, which means you've got to get it darker in the room. If the lights are on, they want to be up because the lights are there. It's still like daylight outside. It's like Vegas. So if you're in Vegas, you never want to go to sleep because it's always lit up. You never know what time of day it is if you're inside a casino. They do that for a reason. If they took the lighting down, you'd want to go up to your room and go to bed. So you want to make them want to go to their room and go to bed. So you turn everything down, turn the lights down, do some softer music, get them calmed down. Like I said, put a book in their hands. They read for 30 minutes. They're going to be out like a light. Most kids are. Most everybody is. If I read at night, I am out in 30 minutes. Doesn't matter what I'm reading. Doesn't matter how interested I am out like a light. So that will help out on that. Yeah, for the sleep, for the kids, definitely 8 to 9 hours. I know they've got a lot of homework, things like that, so the more they can get that done whenever they get home, the better off they'll be. Plus, if you get them up moving in the mornings, I actually have one of my clients. She's actually in middle school now. We have her getting up. She gets on the treadmill in the morning, does 20 minutes, just walking, just to get her up and moving. She does that. She has her breakfast. She goes to school. She's got tons of energy all day. She's always engaged in class, always doing very well. Of course, her grades are fantastic because she's incredibly super smart. But by the time she gets home and she does her homework, she's ready for bed because she's had this huge increase in energy. She's done everything during the day. She's been engaged all day. So by the end of the day, she's wiped out. She's ready for bed. So it's a nice little cycle that you can get them into. And you start them when
kids
they're
usually
young.
are pretty active during the day.
Yeah.
Are there nutrition supplements